you need. It's macaroni, have yellow fever.
9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, time here in SVG. It is 7:46 and already on the line we have Kingsley. Kingsley, morning to you.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me. We had some problem yesterday with the each of the phone line, so it wasn't my fault. I think it was a WEFM standpoint. I need to sort it out.
Yes,
but,
it was.
But here what happened, right? Here what happened. I am of the impression, since WEFM provided the time for Glenn Jackson to did what he do way back before you were born, people.
Kingsley was born.
What you wanna before Glenn Jackson start this program or join the program?
I was already on this blessed earth, Kingsley.
Oh, okay. So you sound like a spring chicken, that's why. Yeah. So here what happened, right? We provide the commentary on mornings, and I want to say good morning to Josh. Josh is one of the only person who say don't give up. Some people are listening, and I have to tell you, the last time I gave a commentary on the program, I think that you did justice to it by elaborating on some of the points that I made. And I'm not saying that you didn't do justice to the others, okay? I said that I thought you were quite impressive, and that's how I think it should go. But here what happens. When we provide the information for people to ponder and they think about our opinion and our thoughts, I'm wondering if the people in authority normally pay attention to these talk radio. Some people will say, yes, that is why Ralph Gonsalves used WEFM and Glenn Jackson at the time to do what he did and become Prime Minister. But that's probably in the past. You know, I'm a bit upset, you know why? Because about a week ago, I come on the station and I complained to the Minister of Health and Forces involved in the management of solid waste about a dead dog sitting on the road out there. You know what happens to that now? The vehicle running it until it just evaporated, but the smell's still there, right? We complain about the issue of homicides and what's taking place, and we hear the Commissioner of Police saying that he's having a new strategy to deal with the issue of criminality and the issue of crime. And I often wonder if the authority listen to these programs, because they solve their power personally. Because let me tell you something, if you don't come here in the morning, you're going to get a phone call that what happened to you, why you're not there. They will miss the void. But we want people to participate by calling, and not necessarily agree with me, but you could challenge the commentator and challenge his commentary, and we will build on where we are going and how we can go forward and make it more meaningful. But sometimes I'm a bit discouraged because you have to gather your thoughts. You just can't come in the radio and rattle off your mouth. You have to gather your thoughts. And I'm hoping that the authorities will listen to some of the complaints. The Prime Minister said some time ago, we have to get these small things right. And there's no evidence suggesting that the authorities are referring to the Prime Minister, members of Parliament and Cabinet, and not listen to these programs because they only want to use. I will tell you something, if I come on this radio station and make a bad statement and say a politician is accused of misbehavior in public office, and I, for some reason, elaborate and make some statement that is unkind, it might be true, but Jews' phone is going to ring off like a Christmas bell. Soon as it's going to call and say, you have to be very careful. But I am wondering if we should continue the commentary or we should be more provocative in the commentary what we make it, because we need to get people to respond. You can imagine we have a cruise ship in Kingston today, and remaining of that dead dog is still lying on the road. We have some road cleaning program going on, and we want the roads to clean. You ever tell me people clean the road and nobody can employ a truck and a conductor to take up all the debris off the side of the road? You have to drive and negotiate with the workers to trim the road. You have to try and drive and negotiate with the devil on the road. You have to try and negotiate with the oncoming traffic. It's creating a hazard and people can't see that. And you will complain, and nobody will do anything. And I am guaranteeing you that the Minister of Health passed in this area, the acting Prime Minister Montgomery and the passed in this area, the potential leader of the ULP supposed to see the pass in this area. Well, I can't speak for Camilo because he lives driving the glass up and the hours of the food talking to nobody. I don't know if he paid attention. But it is frightening that things are happening and the authorities are not paying attention. And they only have use for us, right? Whenever Dr. Gonzalez decides that he's going to dissolve Parliament, you will hear them making the comments and listening to what is being said. When that time comes, when they win back the seat, they put you on hold for the next 4.5 years. And we have been treated with disrespect and contempt by politicians, and we have to stop that. So I enjoy the commission because I think that, as Josh said, somebody is listening. At least he is listening. And I think I have to continue to do what I'm doing. And I like how you integrate the last commission that I had. It made me feel like I am doing something worthwhile. And I hope that you will continue to do what is expected of you. And don't take what I say for granted. You need to question it and integrate it because it is creating interest. And interest is what drives the leadership. And me talking about controversy and sensationalism, but we might have to go there if you want to see where the commentary is going. Okay? And that's my take for today.
All right, Kingsley. All right.
Okay, have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thanks. All right. All right, and that was our commentary with Kingsley, right? And I'm going to say a couple of things, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so being here on radio, there is something that I have noticed. There are a lot of persons listening, right? There are a lot more persons who are listening than persons who are going to interact, right? So whether it's interacting by calling or interacting by, let's say, sending a WhatsApp message or even commenting on the live, I've realized that there are a lot more persons listening. Getting persons to interact, what it is that I've also realized is when it comes to topics such as politics, you will get a lot of comments or a lot of persons calling based on that, right? Let's say you have said something that is incorrect. You would get persons calling to correct you, right? There are times when I'm speaking as somebody being here in this position for about a year, but I also did have previous radio short experience as well. The thing of it is that it is a bit of a challenge, right? Especially with morning radio, it is a bit of a challenge because you are trying to both inform the public while they are getting ready to go to work or whatever it is that they're doing. But you also have to maintain your integrity in terms of not being too sensational, because at the end of the day, when you leave, you also have to, you are a representation of yourself. Yep. What you say on air is a representation of who you are. You know, so it is a bit of a challenge. And the thing of it is that I've spoken with other persons on different stations who also do morning radio. And it's a similar theme that comes through, right? But I think what helps to motivate many of us, well, I guess Dianna and myself, we're also speaking for both of us, is that when we are in the public, when persons let us know or they give us their feedback, right? They tell us we're doing a good job or they tell us where we can improve. It helps in that situation. But in terms of that interaction, while people are listening, persons are not necessarily always going to be the ones calling in, right? So, correct. Kingsley, that was just my point there in terms of what you said. Regarding authorities paying attention, might be surprised. Authorities are also listening. Yeah. But are they putting things in place? That is the other question.
Yep, correct. That's it for me. Okay, so we have a call. Don't know why the WhatsApp does this. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. You know, Kingsley has a unique way of speaking. He made reference to Camilo, always on his phone, talking to nobody. That was a good one. And you know, he is absolutely right. I make reference to your prime minister again. I keep making reference to the guy. It doesn't mean that I love him or hate him or what. You know, he the stuff that he doesn't hear himself. He said, "I've been advised." So he's got people. He's got people. He has people listening to him. So keep on beating your drum, regardless to what. I sent you guys a picture, and the reason I sent. Why are you laughing, Dianna?
I remember an old joke.
Well, you could tell it. You could tell it. You could tell it. You could tell the joke. I often hear some radio persons in St. Vincent make reference to somebody in a short pants, like in an insulting way. Here, little boy. Now that attire you see me wearing there, ladies, that's formal attire. The policemen wear it, doctors wear it. People even get married in that, That's formal attire. That does not denote who you think the person is. And you made reference to the Miss Frederick coming on the scene. Opposition is good. And where a person come from, or a person's character, or the assumed character does not necessarily denote who that person is. For example, Jesus Christ, they said Jesus was born in a stable. Does that make him a donkey?
No,
it's something,
no.
It's right. It's something to think about. But regardless of what, it's human nature. A character would always play a part in one's decision, but that does not determine whom the individual is. For those of you who don't want to make reference to Jesus, you could make reference to a car. I might have been Peter might have been born in a garage. That does not make him a car. So let's just make good decisions. And Dianna, I want to hear your joke. I'm going to listen off here.
All right, Joshua.
All right. Okay, let's see what's happening. Okay. No. I actually did, Evans. Yes. Okay. I actually did. Right. Okay. All right. So to wrap up.
Oh yes. So just to highlight a story, an interesting story that we came across. Now, last month in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Africa, 143 persons died of some strange illness that has not yet been given a name. Nobody knows what this illness is, but in Congo, 143 people died from this. They had flu-like symptoms, headache and fever. Yeah, that's it. It's interesting to know why we're mentioning this story, because if you remember when COVID came on the scene, it was around these times, that COVID showed its face. And here we have this interesting story of this disease over there. It does not yet have a name. It has not yet been identified, but certainly I believe it will soon enough. Right? But it has killed people. So it's something to look out for in the news and to just keep your ear out. Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is that, as Dianna made mention of COVID, we thought that when the COVID, we heard of it, but we thought it was going to be an isolated situation just for China, right? Not realizing the global impact that it was going to have, So not to do any sort of scaremongering here, but I think that COVID-19 situation and that pandemic had put us on such alert that every new disease that happens to come out, and maybe it's just variations of diseases, every new variation that comes out, we have to be on such alert because we never know the extent. The world is, it's no longer, things are no longer contained in just a singular space, right? One person going to another African nation, they then leaving to go to another, let's say, European nation. And that is how things spread, right? So we just have to be on the alert and to be aware of these things and take precautionary measures if we possibly could. All right. Here, Audrey Bergen is saying persons who are hosting radio programs need to read, especially the weekly newspapers, to get different information than that which is on Facebook and other social media platforms to be able to to be able to have certain discourse on varied activities taking place. And Aubrey, I am in full agreement with that. There was a study that they came across recently that said where most young persons get their information from TikTok. Mm-hmm. The younger generation get their information from TikTok. Now, TikTok is where persons can voice an opinion, right? And is the opinion always based on factual information? But it is a challenge out there, Aubrey, in terms of people actually wanting substance and people actually getting the solid information that they're supposed to be getting, right? So we'll pick that up another day. Time here at SVG, it is